Hey guys, welcome to the daily news analysis of 12th as well as 13th of March. Guys, I'm doing both the things together just because of the reason that many courses I'm making, so a bit of time, I'm not getting time right. So anyways, let's see. The first news is about Rajasthan passes a bill to give death penalty to child rape. Yes guys, actually see, after the coming up of report that is National Crime Record Bureau's 2016 report, it was said that the crime against children have increased in Rajasthan, right? So that's why Rajasthan government has come up with a criminal law Rajasthan Amendment Bill 2018, under which they are seeking to amend this Indian Penal Code, right? And they are trying to bring a provision in which the bill is providing death penalty to to those who are convicted of raping girls of 12 years or below, right? So this is kind of a deterrence, right, that will be created to them. Deterrence in is the short of, like, since this kind of punishment is there, right? So if say for example some people, if they want to do rape to few girls, then they will be keeping in mind that, okay, if I'll do rape, then it might be possible that I might get the capital punishment, right? So it will be kind of acting as a deterrence. So it is indeed a very good thing that has been brought by the Rajasthan government. But anyways, this bill has been sent to the President of India, right? So yeah, let's see what he tells later. I mean, if he gives his consent, then only the bill will actually convert into law. But let's see what happens. Next is about IREDA, that is Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. Now, European Investment Bank and IREDA, that is Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited, has basically signed a loan agreement for the second line of credit of Euro $150 million, right? So the line of credit is for a tenure of 15 years, including a grace period of 3 years, and it will be used for financing, kind of like financing renewable energy and energy efficiency projects that will be carried out in India. Now let's read about this organization, that is IREDA, because this question has already came regarding IREDA in the prelims 2016, right? So just remember it. So IREDA is a Miniratna company of the Government of India enterprise under the administrative control of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. And guys, basically it is a public limited government company which has been established as a non-banking financial institution in the year 1987. And it is engaged in promoting, developing and extending financial assistance for setting up of projects that is related to new and renewable energy sources of energy in India, so that the energy could be conserved throughout energy efficiency, right? So this is what all about IREDA. Just remember it. Next news is about National Crime Record Bureau. Now, why was it news? Because National Crime Record Bureau has recently celebrated its 33rd inception day on the 11th of March, right? So what is it, guys? It is a nodal agency for authentic source of data on crime, accidents, suicides and prisons. And like before few days we have already discussed about CCTNS, right? That is crime and criminal tracking network system, in which different state polices are directly connected with a central server, right? We have already discussed many a times. So these kind of data are being cared by National Crime Record Bureau. Alright, so it is set up in the year 1986 and it functions as a repository of information on crime and criminals, so as to assist the investigators in linking the crime to the perpetrators, right? So this is all about it, and it was formed by the recommendation of National Police Commission and Ministry of Home Affairs Task Force, and it is set up by merging different organizations. If you at all want to read, you can go through it, but it's not that important. Anyways, next news about Indo-French Knowledge Summit. This is the first kind of the summit that has been recently organized in New Delhi, and the summit is coincided with the state visit of French President Emmanuel Macron. Now, what is the summit all about? In what kind of agreement has been signed in this summit? Let's see. A landmark agreement on mutual recognition of educational qualifications has been signed between both the countries, under which it is being said that it will boost the educational relationship between both the countries. As well as 15 other MOUs has also been signed between the universities and research institution on a joint initiative and partnership. And guys, this boosting of educational relationship will be, and it will be helpful for both the countries only, because see, if the educational relationship will boost between both the countries, then it will encourage the mobility of students between both the countries, right? And both the countries will recognize the degrees that is being received by other countries. Means it will be very much convenient for the students to get job in both the countries, right? So there will be people to people relationship, so indeed it will be much better, right? Now just remember one more point, that a trust called a Franco India Education Trust has been, unveiled this time, which will be funded by Indian industry and French companies that are situated in India. And through the money that will be gained by this trust, it will be invested to offer the educational scholarship and merit-based financial support to the Indian students whosoever want to carry out their studies outside, right? Now, next news is about comprehensive and progressive agreement on Trans-Pacific Partnership. Now, why was it in news? Because Ministry of 11 countries have gathered in the capital of Chile, that is Santiago, and they have signed this CPTPP, that is Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, right? So just remember that these are the 12 countries, right, who are in this TPP, all right? Earlier these were in TPP, right? But after after coming out of Trump administration, they have backed off from this step, right? So all the except this United States, all other countries whosoever was there in TPP, or the 11 countries, so they have signed this CPTPP, all right, because they want to revive that earlier deal. And it is being said that many clauses are suspended in the new new deal, and which were inserted earlier by US negotiators, and those clauses were related to intellectual property. And it is being said that since these clauses are not there, so many other countries is like Indonesia, like they can also join this initiative. So let's see what happens, but as the news will proceed, we'll just keep on discussing that. But anyways, these 11 countries are totally constituting for 500 million people, and they are accounting for 13.5% of global gross domestic product, right? And guys, individual member countries, as of now, they will now begin the respective domestic ratification process, and this CPTPP will enter into force after at least 50% of the signatories complete that, right? Then only it will come into force. So let's see what happens. Anything will proceed, then we'll surely discuss. Next news is about letter of undertaking, guys. Though we have discussed many times, right? But still, that was coming after Nirav Modi case. This letter of undertaking has been highlighted. But let's discuss it with giving you an example, and let's not discuss these all things. Anyways, say for example, two countries are there, right? India. This is India, right? This is our Pyara India, and this is Japan. Nirav Modi, take the example of Nirav Modi. Nirav Modi has a bank. He has a account in this bank, right? X Bank. Its name is X Bank. The branch of this X Bank is also present in Japan. Now, Nirav Modi knows that since he is doing business between both the countries, India and Japan, then he might be needing with some sort of money here in Japan as well, right? So that's why Nirav Modi has asked from this bank that please give us a letter of undertaking, right? So if this bank gives Nirav Modi letter of undertaking, then Nirav Modi can take money from the branch of this bank also. Right. Now, let's see what is this letter of undertaking, right? So it is a kind of guarantee that this X bank is giving, and X Bank is telling that this guy is very much trustworthy, right? They are doing very much business from our bank, and this guy is very trustworthy. So since this bank is the subsidiary bank or same sort of bank is that, so this bank will also get to know from this bank that okay, this guy is trustworthy. So since this guy is present in their country, so at least for the time being, some sort of money they can lend this to this people, right? So this is what about this letter of undertaking is, right? So just remember, this keyword itself is very much important, because they might ask you directly that recently letter of undertaking was in news, and they will give you 2-3 statements and you have to answer these all statements, right? So just remember it. Next is India's first coastal policing academy has been opened, and the Union Home Ministry has basically sanctioned the launch of this National Academy of Coastal Policing at the campus of Gujarat's Fisheries Research Center that has been located in the coastal Okla in the newly created Devabhoomi Dwarka district, right? So it is the country's first national academy. That's why it's anything first kind of thing is very much important. So this is also important, and this was basically made to train the police forces in effectively safeguarding the Indian shoreline, right? I mean, so that police forces can effectively safeguard this shoreline, and it is created and run up by the multi-agency team of paramilitary and defense forces, and not one single organization is running this academy, right? BSF as well as Navy as well as Coast Guard, so they all are constituting the core of this academy, right? Everyone will together give the imparting the knowledges whatever is being given through this academy. And yeah, Also, guys, the BSF will also provide the security to the campus, which is on Arabian Seas, just because of the reason that BSF give its patrolling in Pakistan as well as Bangladesh border. So, BSF will safeguard them also, right? So, this was all about this. India's first coastal policing academy. Next is exercise Samvedna. See, Samvedna is a Hindi word, right? Which means in English empathy, right? So, that what we read in our ethics book, right? So this is a kind of multilateral Air Force exercise, that is exercise Samvedna, just remember it. And it is being spearheaded by Indian Air Force and conducted by the South Air Command. And it is the first composite human assistance disaster relief air exercise in which, basically the scenarios of pre and post tsunami disaster will be dealt upon. And, basically Air Force centric HADR solutions will also be found upon, so that in future, if there comes any situation regarding the tsunami kind of disaster, then they can actually take a lesson from this drill or whatever the exercise they are carrying through, and they can implement that in future over there also, right? So that is what all about exercise Samvedna, just remember it. Next news about Dak Adalats. Dak means post, right? So this is all about Dak Adalat. So Department of Post is going to hold this Dak Adalat for grievance redressal. See, actually, due to the communication gap and service faults that occasionally happens on our postal departments, so there occurs huge grievances and complaints, right? So those complaints will be dealt upon within this Dak Adalats by the functionaries of Department of Post. Right. So what kind of complaint can be registered regarding this? The complaints that can be registered will be regarding the speed post, counter services, saving bank, and non-payment of money orders, etc. Right. Next news about microplastic, though we have discussed it many times, but still let's deal about it. Actually, recently a new study has been shown that this transfer of this microplastics can occur throughout the food chain, right? And it can even affect the large predators like seals. So what happens is, say for example, you are going, going near beach and you are, taking sun bath after, after putting some sort of lotion in your body, and those kind of lotion have microbreeds, right? So after the taking sun bath, you will take bath in, this ocean also, right? So when you are taking bath in ocean, then those microplastics from your body will be transferred to the ocean, right? And from the ocean, that those microplastics are ultimately being taken up by zooplanktons, which are ultimately taken by the small fish, which are ultimately taken by the bigger fish, which are ultimately taken by the bigger predators, right? So this is kind of food chain which is going through, and these fishes are also being taken by us, we humans, right? So ultimately, these microplastics are inserting our systems also, and we are facing with various kinds of diseases. Though those diseases are not to be dealt, I mean, we don't have to master on those kind of diseases, but still, just remember that this due to this microplastic, whole food chain is getting disturbed, right? So that's why it is being said that it is a huge cause of concern. Government must take some sort of action to do away with this problem, right? So this was all about the microplastics thing, guys. And though it was earlier in news also, because UK government has also banned this usage of this microplastic, except few of the cosmetics and all, right? So yeah, this was all about microplastic, guys. And with this, I'm ending today's news discussion. And yeah, regarding the economic survey that is presented in Hindi, guys, you will be get to know about it. I mean, there's link given. And regarding the mains answer writing discussion, also you can see the link given below if you at all want to how to write the mains answer. And yeah, since I'm making huge courses for you guys, so it is becoming a bit of delay, so pardon me for that, guys, but I'll try my level best to be on time and present these all news to you at time, right? So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Bye bye, take care.